Moon Platoon, I'm seeing red too. Take a look at this. Puts all over the place on our favorite stocks. This is AMC just today. Yeah, those are looking like some bears in the market poo-pooing up the works. Let's take a look. 17.5% short interest on AMC right now. I'm currently looking at Lux Algo on GME. GME got that strong sell signal right before that 10% double-digit plunge yesterday. Let's take a look at AMC. A lot of this is going to be attributed to, you probably guessed it, Fed, flagging the chance of earlier and faster rate interest hikes. Let's take a look. Cali Daza, how's it going? DTS Sandwich, how's it going? We needed you today, and here you are. Happy to be here. We have Professor Meatball right on the side. AMC taking a dive down to 2080 as its floor. So we're probably going to trace that right there for the bottom of 2022's price action, because today the markets are reeling, except if your name is Bed Bath & Beyond, which is near up 10%. Alibaba had a terrible 2021, up 4.5% today. We have Facebook, Meta, up 3.5%. Let's take a look at whether or not some notable prediction all over the market right now, like Disney, Google, like Ford, are going to actually face a good day. Right now, they're about 1%-ish floating. What's going on? Sammy Boy, Andrew R. We got Nefarious Media, Limit 22. Yo, good morning. Hey, good to see all of y'all. Some of you are already saying, don't forget to like Nefarious Media. He's got a point. He's nefarious, but he's got a good heart. All right, let's take a look at where Lux Algo is putting us. So I'm more interested that this dipping all the way below the fourth Bollinger down here in the 2085s didn't set off a buy signal. Let's go down to the minute. Minute chart, here it is. Here's that buy. Strong buy fizzles into a strong sell directly afterward. This is volatility at its finest. You haven't really seen something like this before. Not this quickly. Not this quickly. Buy signal here as AMC crosses through those EQs. So 2181, that would have been a fast moving target, but you could have caught yourself from 2187. There's that buy signal up to 2361. I'm going to keep Lux on the screen so that we can watch those buy and sells real time. $23 right now is where AMC is hovering, trying to find some support, trying to find some dry ground. We got Dan Healy, hashtag I am not selling. Bruce La Coppola, hair salon, tasty dip. Good morning, Andrew Ape. Ape Revolution, how's it going? Keith Cloverdale, welcome back. Thank you so much. Ruben, LFG AMC, Marcy Investments. Hi, Andrew. Happy New Year. Don't we need this crash? Good question. Yeah, we need a lot of these shorts to believe that they are in a safe space, which is why, let me see if I can look at puts on January 4th. This is when it starts to get suspicious, right around $3 million at $25 strike and $2 million at $22 strike. So both of these are in the money starting on the 4th. So puts, generally betting your chips against the stock market. We've been seeing those at $25 strike for a week now, starting on the beginning of the new year. Bears are taking this market. Right now, a bloodbath means that some of you can come away with the spoils. Let's take a look again. S&P 500 fell 1.9%. Tech-heavy Nasdaq slid 3.1%. The rout dragged other retail favorites lower, including Bed Bath & Beyond, with both fell about 11%. So, which of these was an elevator? It was Bed Bath & Beyond, up about 11% right now. D-SPACs, which also are quite popular with individual investors, slumped as a Bloomberg basket of 25 companies fell 6.1%. Thanks, Bloomberg. Bloomberg basket, something that they chose, didn't do too well. Pump up the GME and AMC. Let's look at GME right now. AMC just turned green when both of those slumped into red just a few minutes ago. GameStop looking a % down after, what was the high? 137.70. That would have gotten you from an open about 132. That's in the single digits up. Not bad. All right. Anthony B, your average is 1675. Heck yeah. Let's see. Tyrone B, JP Morgan just shut down their clearinghouse. Okay, I want to hear more about that. Bruce Lacopla, hashtag I am buying more. Okay. Let me see if I can pull up. So I was originally pulling up the... I was going to pull up what is happening on the markets today. There was some lofty bets. So what were these bets? Trades from higher up. Markets Insider. Call options in these 5 stocks in late 2021. I want to be able to at least take a look at this. This is just from less than a day ago. Oh. No thank you. Right, Nancy Pelosi's husband bought call options in these 5 stocks as 2021 came to a close. Alright, let's take a look. Because it's important to remember which stocks has made this the super rich very rich. Bull flag on the minute chart. On the minute chart coming up from 2080. I would say that this is looking for a nice descending level of resistance here. Good ascending support. I am tracking something similar. Let's keep that hope in our heart. Let's look at that ascending right here. On the top, tip top of this, it would have to have something nice form right around here. That didn't happen. So it actually is at its lowest point right now. Okay, let's see if it consolidates right now. Let's see. Apes unite! Apes moon! Apes unite, apes moon, I agree. Alright. GameStop. Let's take a hot trip down 121.15. That's the lowest point today. About 2 million in volume. AMC looking at nearly 30 million in volume right now. How is that not market manipulation? Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's take a look. Paul Pelosi placed bullish bets on well-known stocks including Alphabet, Roblox, and Disney. It garnered a lot of attention given his relationship to the Speaker of the House. Paul Pelosi, investment manager and husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, purchased up to $3.5 million worth of call options in mega cap stocks late last year, according to a financial disclosure form filed last week. His biggest purchase was up $1.5 million worth of call options in Salesforce on December 20th, according to the disclosure. Specifically, he purchased 130 call options with a strike price of $210 and an expiration date of January 20th, 2023. Ooh, those long pauls. Those long haul pauls is what they call them. Let's see. Vin Ashley, not Vin Diesel. Vin Ashley. DRS AMC Tuesday. Hatchie back. Good to be back here. We are watching for a potential bullish breakout right here. And we also have Lux to be able to actually tell us whether or not there's a bullish breakout. Right now, we're on top of the EQ bands. So if we're looking for a bounce, it is right at that 2277. The EQ band turned from bearish to bullish just now. That's that crossover. Very similar to a MACD crossover, which is what gave us a little boost back up to 2331. Southern California Holdings is Ape Revolution. Zero the Guitar Hero, good morning, good to see you. Hey, Pam the Trader, the Realtor, what's going on? Good to see you guys. Okay, I'm just looking at what the how the call options for later next year are from husband of the Speaker of the House. These are the questions that you don't normally have to ask until you realize, oh wait, that's a little suspicious, guys. Let's try to get, let's get the number of people equal the number of likes in this room. That's always what makes the math happy. Love the math. Let's see. Who gains when the market crashes? Who gains when the market crashes? That's a really good question. It's people who are bears at the right time, or those who are getting the discount, the major mad discount right now. Okay, let me just see what stocks his purchases were. 1.5 million's worth of call options in Salesforce. Okay, let's just look at stock by stock. How are these doing? Salesforce back in December of 2021. God, that's weird to say. Have you guys started writing your checks with 2022 yet? Oh, that's even harder to say. Okay, here's that level of support I wrote for Salesforce out like months ago. This is where he bought it at 220. So he bought it around here when the stock was around 250. He bought it for 220. The stock is already dipped. So that's one bad call. Okay, that's one bad call out of a couple. San Diego reppin'. What's going on, Ape Revolution? Back to the old times, says Hui Yang. Listen to Andrew and working. Pam says, bought more this morning. LFG. Not financial advice, Pam, but LFG. Okay. So that's one miss. What's the next one? Salesforce and then Disney. 50 call options in Disney. All right. As someone who has been burned by Disney very recently, let's take a look at how Disney is doing. Okay, so this is on the daily chart. They bought around the super December dip at 146. Now it's gone back to 156. That's one winner. Not by much. Not by much. That kind of price action, that's AMC GME's lunch money, okay? You're looking at tiny movements. Let's take a look. Roblox. Okay, so Roblox. What strike price though? So they all of these purchases were around December 20th. Roblox continues to move downward. Wow, Roblox peaked twice as high in November as its price action in October, and now it's returning right back to October price levels. Roblox experienced some gamma action here. This was some uncontrolled movement upward. Okay, so two bad ones out of 3. Let's take a look. But right now we're looking at whether or not Paul Pelosi's trades have made money so far. I mean, it's only been what, half a month, almost a full month. 50 call options in Disney, 100 call options in Roblox, 100 call options in Micron Technology, and only 10 in Alphabet. Well, no, Alphabet's expensive. Okay, so Micron. Let's just get these on our board so that we can track how the Pelosi's are doing. Okay, let's take a look. October. So he bought around December 20th. Now, you know what? It's not a bad call. Most of these stocks were actually at its lowest point around the 20th. In fact, if he bought it right at the 20th, this is his best call. Micron Tech is up all the way up to $100. That's regaining its level of resistance from March. Boy, would that be nice. Boy, would that be nice if some of our other stocks regained its price action. Which is why, okay, that's 2 out of 4 good calls. This isn't the first time that Pelosi has made high-profile purchases in tech giants. Middle of 2021, Pelosi purchased about $5 million worth of Alphabet and $1 million worth of call options in Amazon, along with about $250,000 of call options in Apple. Those are all good bets. Those are all pretty good bets. Be greedy when others are fearful, says Ape Revolution. Buy signal on Ocugen? Ocugen? Let's take a look. Because you asked for it. OCGN. Back to AMC, which is starting to recover its ground. We said that this ascending support is where there's going to be a potential breakout. Right at 2278. Happy little breakout right there. Ocugen just had a soft buy signal from Lux of $4. Okay, when did I have the misfortune of jumping in? while back. Oh yeah, now hopefully not that far back. Nope, I think it's around here. Oxygen. Strong sell. That's why you gotta check. Gotta track these. Like an ebb and flow, but the buy signals do not last for long on Oxygen. Right now, should be some sort of bounce here. You would have been detected when it went through the third Bollinger of oversold. Yuki says, regardless of whether AMC is at 50, 37, 21, $1 per share, AMC is at least going to the Andromeda Galaxy with the number of FTDs, boys. Steve Martin, I got you. ATER says Cheech in stocks. ATER. Can't believe they replaced Chong with stocks. It should have been Cheech and Stonks. There you go. You're welcome. Alright, strong sell signal from ATER. Dropping from $4 all the way to this $3.47. I mean, it was a predictable bounce from this morning. If you could have seen the markets, you probably could have predicted that. Okay, from a double-digit dip over a lot of the market, it just depends on which stock you're picking to end up on top. Which one of these is going to be back on top? Yo, what's up, Ape Mahmood? Not Ape, Abe. Although he should be Ape. WTF did I miss? We're looking at AMC and GME going along with the overall market. So here's the reason why. Markets are collapsing. Could have predicted it. We've talked about the Fed predicting this multiple times in a row. Now they have. S&P 500 slid up 2%. Tech-heavy Nasdaq split about 3.1. Took a couple of other retail favorites lower as well. I mean, interest hikes. What can you do? Let's take a look here. Yeah, that's about it. That's the explanation. Now we're trying to track whether this interest hike is actually beneficial for all of us, because then we can just track trades that that CongressTrading.com can tell us whether or not people have made really interesting trades. Look at AMC. We said that the bounce was going to be around here. I'm going to pull out my pen. We said that the bounce was going to be right at the bottom of this lip here. Looking like AMC heard us crossing over that EMA right now. So here is that exponential moving average. I'm going to highlight it in blue. Cross this line nice and heavy. That is the key. We drew this pennant here. Ascending levels of support, descending resistance. We cut off there as the potential bounce. Now the price action here. Rejected, supported. That's what we're waiting for. The magic. The simple art of drawing triangles. How many triangles do you see? Let me see if I can go down to a 1 minute chart. You can see this pennant a little bit nicer. That's a little nicer, don't you think? All right, rejection, support, rejection, support. This was the critical support. Now this is the breakout. So let's watch and see if this breakout's taking us one boom boom candle, please. The only thing you have to remember is, hey, oh shoot, did I leave the like button off? That's the question we have to ask. Did we leave the like button off? Oh, this one costs money. Let me see if I can get us a discount for this CongressTrading.com website. I'm gonna contact the people running this website. Let's see if we can get a little discount for the Moon Platoon. Oh man, you look like a different person now in a V-neck and a collared shirt. That's true. I'm just wearing a hoodie today. The market has left us, okay? The condition that we're in. Good morning, Chris Abramo. How's it going? Skyline Nursing, that is a crime. What's going on? Huh? How dare YouTube? YouTube, come talk to me. You, me, CEO of Google Boxing Ring. Let's go. 3 rounds. I think that's a good amount of rounds for 2 tech guys. Let's see. Such moves are widely followed by investors who seek to replicate the often seen success of stock trades made by Congress members and their families. Pelosi's latest trades just came after Nancy Pelosi rejected the idea of banning Congress members from trading stocks. Ooh, sounds like she wants to trade stocks. Following an insider investigation has found that dozens of federal lawmakers and at least 182 congressional staffers are violating a federal conflict of interest law known as the Stock Act. Sounds like there's opportunity with an actor. Well, you can think of whatever that means, but like an actor in the economic sense that wants to continue trading, even if the rest of the market already can identify that there's insider trading going on. Let's take a look. We rated every insider. it's an insider trading report from Business Insider. We rated every member of Congress on their financial conflicts and transparency. Dozens of lawmakers and at least 182 top congressional staffers are violating a federal conflict of interest law known as the Stock Act. Ooh, spicy. Keith Cloverdale, what's going on? I'm slowly rolling out those interviews. The first one's coming out sometime next week. But yeah, it's definitely like January is the time of the year where everyone's coming out of their slumber. Their deep slumber. Morning, Andrew, says ape named Roscoe. Hair looking on point as usual. AMC, thank you, man. John Miller says, I like your charts, my man. Any idea about PHUN, says Davidas Choklovas? I got you. Joel says, like the stream, like AMC, and AMC goes viral. True. Like the stream is a like for AMC. Ich bin ein like for AMC. but it's important at this stage to remind you that liking the video is hot. The hot thing. Johnny Vu, expecting the market drop again tomorrow. CPI report and people selling because it's Friday. That's not a bad point. Not a bad point. Let's take a look. Sanguine says, it's 2022, so at least I'm not paying taxes on my stock. Well, it's 2022 now. It'll be 2023 soon. Damn, the years keeps the... the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Members get a green rating if their financial compliance is solid. Yellow means caution. Their actions are borderline, deserve greater scrutiny. Red means danger, which means that a member has multiple issues that could expose them to ethical problems. Let's take a look at who are the red ones. So here's the Senate. Here's the House. Okay. Oh, and they even put Republicans to the left, Democrats to the right. Cool. Okay, I think it's actually pretty even. That said something. That's pretty even here. Okay, so on the danger side, Tommy Tuberville. On the reps, Dianne Feinstein on the Dems. And then over here on the House, Pat Fallon, Blake Moore, Lance Gooden. Check if these are your representative. Kevin Hearn, Chris Jacobs, Dan Muser, Diana Harshbarger. Harshbarger. The two Dianas in a row. And okay, on the Dem side, Patrick Maloney. Okay, that's almost counted for. Susie Lee, Tom Suozzi, and Tom Malinowski. Here are the 13 members of Congress rated as danger. Oh, look, they did it for us. These lawmakers have violated the Stop Trading on Congressional Knowledge Act of 2012 by failing to properly disclose financial trades, many to a significant degree. Okay, so they just don't disclose their trades. Okay, well, I'm trying to find whether or not some of these are really successful trades that do disclose their trades. I guess if you have the secret recipe, you're probably not going to be leaking it as much as your competitors don't want you to know. I like how this is like a listicle, like a BuzzFeed listicle from Business Insider. Oh man. Morning from Maui. What's up, Alec Abrams? Ortex on PSFE, please, Andrew. He said please. Probably NASDAQ. Probably. Ooh, AMC interest just went up to 90 million. Watching from the UK. What's up, Daniel Hill? Where are you guys from, actually? I from Germany. A bone for Meaty. Meatball, did you hear that? A bone for you. Would you like a bone? Mad Hatter, what's going on? Okay, PSFE. PSFE. Oh, it wasn't. Oh, it was NSY. NYSE. What's up, Sanguine? Good to see you. I think I already said hi, but hi again. Alright, 8% short interest change. So, spiking in shorts, not quite above 10% yet, but that's significant. That's something. This is a fun vid. Members of Congress with potential conflicts. Oh, and that's it. I wish there was more. Oh yeah, here's what they have done. So let's just pick one randomly. This guy's smile makes me feel like he has something inside. All right. Computed from 6 metrics. Together, they measure the lawmakers' compliance with federal conflict of interest laws, avoidance of potential conflicts, and commitment to transparency regarding personal finances. Okay, let's take a look. 36 late disclosures. What if these people are just boring? Okay. Violated 36 times, totaling to 120 grand. So they're just not reporting their trades. But if we remind ourselves, 120 grand is almost nothing when it comes to the millions of dollars that some other congressional. It shouldn't be about number of times, should it? What should it be about actually? It shouldn't be about number of times. Watch this simple moving average, guys. See a potential bounce coming off of this technical indicator up here. There we go. Whoosh. Daniel Rodriguez, good to see you. How have you been? Robert Sugano, glad you're back. Andrew Love from Morgan Hill. Oh, hey, what's up? Warren Buffett, what are you doing in North Korea? What? What? What does that mean? What kind of joke is this? Topical as ever. Okay, so how much more? Middle of 2021, $4.8 million. I just want to know if any of these people are in the red because of something they committed $4 million worth. Maybe he's first for a reason. Okay, let's take a look. Maybe this guy's first because he's made the most violations. Oh, that's why he's first. That's why he's first. Okay, so Pat Fallon. There's a reason why he's first. Keith Cloverdale says, I bought a house in 2021. I was supposed to have enough money from the squeeze to pay it off. Why didn't it happen? You bought a house in August 2021. That's something that I personally feel like is well, it depends on where actually. It depends on where. I won't rag on your real estate. I'm not a real estate YouTuber, although I could be. I actually made a not good but funny comparison of 3 different Bay Area apartments of different price ranges, and I'm like, okay, well, that's real estate content if I ever want to shift. Oh man. And Ariel says, Andrew, as a data scientist, what do you think about the blog Log the Float? Seems like they have some interesting DD. I'll take a look. Hey, from Washington DC. Hi, Meaty, says Jody. Everyone's calling him Meaty now. You like that? Maybe he does like Meaty. Thanks. If you do want to see Meaty do a trick, let's get him up to 400 likes, and then he's gonna drop a dab in this chat. If you want to see a dog dab but you've never seen it, Meatball's got you covered. All right, Stock Act violations. Violated the Stock Act 118 times, totaling at least $9.1 million. Members said they paid any applicable fines under the Stock Act, but did not provide proof. You provide proof directly to Business Insider, or what governing body is preventing them from giving proof? Okay, this one's fine. Buys and sells individual stocks and companies. How could you? Texas rating, solid. House ratings. Oh, okay, this is the number of people that are in danger. All right, so that's $9 million of underreported, but eventually reported. who knows how many they haven't reported. Okay, so Diane has violated the Stock Act once for 15 grand. This one doesn't seem like they actually did anything. 3 members violated the Stock Act, is that it? Senator Feinstein had complied with the laws, been completely transparent in her filings, and has followed best practice put by her personal assets in a qualified buying trust. Okay. And now what we're paying attention to is whether or not we can actually take a look at other stocks. Let's take a look at Alphabet, actually. These are all stocks that Nancy Pelosi and her husband just invested in on the 20th of December. Okay, looks like... It actually looks like 4 out of 5 misses. 3 out of 5 misses? I want to say 3 out of 5 misses, because Google just tumbled from 2,900. Oh wow, that's a 10% dip for Google. Wait, Google's a tasty dip right now. Google hasn't been here since October. Google did not have a good October. So when I bought Google, it was all the way back here. Now I'm seeing a pretty tasty dip. More interesting is that it's not really recovering today. We bought the dip on AMC earlier. AMC's still looking actually okay. Collecting itself, trying to return back to its simple moving average. Goog's just moving under its VWAP right now. Goog. Googly doogly. Okay. The only question is whether or not there's going to be a worse pullback later. Let me see if I can put Goog on the chart. What's going on, Limit? I'm on mobile. Can we turn the audio up a few notches? Okay, here's the audio up a tiny bit. Alec Abrams says she knew everyone was following her trade, so she put a rug pull with her friends. That would be crazy. Daniel Rodriguez says, I forgot to ask, but how was your vacation? Oh, I was doing great. I was stressing out about everything, but I was still doing great. And it rained. It rained. But otherwise, it was fun. Silicon Valley Peppery is insane. Black Zeus says, good morning, Andrew. Good to see you live. Happy to see you guys. We have, hold on a sec. Chris Abramo says, applied for a job I'm underqualified for. Got a call back after sending my resume. Explained forthrightly my experience. Said I didn't want to waste their time. They still want to move forward? Congrats, man. Never undersell yourself. Never ever. Let them do it. You know? Rahib says, Andrew, oh how I missed seeing you and Meatball. Not seeing you around has made me realize you're my favorite streamer. Your cool, calm, educated demeanor commands respect. Happy New Year. Rahib, you're just gonna make me so proud of the Moon Platoon. A well-spoken compliment. I really appreciate that, man. Okay, and that means I'm gonna put you on screen. Boom. Wonder how many people can even read that, but thank you, man. I appreciate it. Ross says, you can travel the world, but you can't run away from the person you are in your heart. That's true. Finance, what's going on? What's up, dude? Any stories from my vacation? Well, I did have a terrible experience with an airline. But what about a good experience? My first day in Venice, the water was all the way up to my ankle right outside the Airbnb. And I was like, is this just how the city is normally? And it isn't. It's pretty abnormal to see water this high around the specific parts of town where I was. But then they were, like very recently, starting to close entire subway stops because of the rising water. Insanity. Can we have the world focus up real quick? Okay, Goog. Honestly, Goog would have been a good purchase right around the 2730s. Hasn't gotten a buy signal yet. Probably is not going to get one until it crosses through these Bollingers. Probably is not going to get one. Alphabet. Oh, imagine putting your money in Goog at 2900 and seeing your money like shrink 10% right away. But now the news of the rate hike is already over. So the only double punch there could be is a double punch with only double punch there could be. Hold on a second. Let's expand out this real quick so we can take a look further. Because when we take a look at potential purchases, let's look at Micron actually. And then we'll go right back to AMC. The Micron had a strong buy right where the Pelosi's bought it, call options for it, and then it went up a ridiculous amount, like, well, not ridiculous, it was like 20-30%. But then if you take a look at AMC, okay, so right around December 20th there was also a buy signal, but then it turned into a strong sell afterward. That's the tricky part right now. Understanding just where the end of the track is currently. What's my buying power? Oh. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, that's really annoying, actually. Ooh. Good thing I check. Always check. Okay, cool. Okay, sweet. So let's take a look at that options chain, because when you take a fair look at $25, when was the first time we saw gathering of the puts right around that strike price? That's a more important question that you should be asking. Those are the questions I believe have required the most scrutiny. Wait, okay. Yeah, the end of the day really bingos my bongos here. Quite annoying. Okay. Let's take a look back on the same charts that we were looking at. Still tracking whether or not there is a lower point of the day. Brought back us to the EMA at 2278. Whoa, Gorilla Champ, what's going on? Can we look at STRN on Ortex? Sure, take a look. B-Boy Doy says, Dragon Fist. Max Moser says, as Ryan Cohen kindly pointed out recently in an old quote, you should never underestimate a person who underestimates themselves. That's true. Let's take a look at STRN on Ortex. Zoop. AMC struggling between green and red today. STRN. And then Kyle Lipka says, check out Line Trader. Oh, okay. Falling wedge breakout. Sure, I'll take a look. NASDAQ. LJ says, I bet Pelosi's are also trading diversion stocks, bad stock trades that are purposely bought to make insider trading less probable, although the bulk of their trades bring in way more. That's the ticket. Tasty, tasty. STRN, short interest up. Not up today, but it's currently at 16.5%. That's substantial. Let's take a look at its historical trends. I just want to see exchange reported SI. I just want to see exchange reported SI. Reported at 120,000. Oh, it's reported at basically nothing. And then it became 2.5 million in December 13th. So I guess the next one is going to be able to show us a lot more. How interesting. Rich Soda, what's going on? LFG. LFG is right. Samurai Black, Mo Money, my man. Mountain Tactical says Boba Fett was awesome. Anyone else watch Boba Fett? I gotta. Actually gotta. Hector, the best friend, the roommate, he loves Boba Fett. I gotta watch some. We're gonna watch it together. Hey, how's the overall market looking? SPY QQQ. Not good. Hey. Let's take a look at why not good. Not this article. This one. Not this article. This one. Here. U.S. equities deepened losses after minutes from the Federal Reserve flagging the chance of earlier and faster interest rate hikes. Okay. So if you're trying to come into the market right now, might be a pretty good... everyone sold the rumor. And now it's time to buy in whatever landscape is left of this apocalyptic event. Oh yes, thank you. Where is my not a financial advisor? Under my face? No. Where is it? I have to pull it from here? Nope. Oh, that's annoying. Thank you for the heads up. I wonder where it is. Is it this? That's not quite it. You know what? This is it for now. I'll find another one. It's minimize its text. Left middle of the screen. Oh, it's up here. No. Up here. Oh, thank you guys. You guys are really good. You guys are sleuths. I appreciate that. Let's keep that locked. There we go. Daniel says, gonna watch Boba Fett again after Andrew's stream. Heck yeah. Daniel Rodriguez says, yes, Mountain is awesome. Oh, man. Unique experiences. I just buy more AMC for the heck of it. I have more beer money. Let's see. Try Provoked says, I would really appreciate if the Fed could just talk like twice a year instead of twice a month. Yeah, please give us the bad news less, please. That would be ideal. Oh man, Chris Abramo giving me the PA that I needed, truly. Give Meatball a pet. Remember, y'all, we're heading over to 400 likes. Whenever we get a chance to. You know, whenever we mosey on in there. Okay. Ooh. Oh. My wrist. Diamonds on these wrists. Let's see. Can we look at BFRI Ortex, please, Andrew? I got you. BFRI. Oscar says, "Hello, Andrew. What do you think is going to happen with AMC?" Thank you very much. Well, AMC is currently tracking right between a converged simple moving average coming down to its EMA. So we're looking at this price action funneling down, pressing into a good support. We already noticed that we've supported this twice now, once over at 2261, again at 2278. So a potential bounce is most likely. Numbers don't fail me now. 22% short and rising. So this is 23% short on BFRI. AMC is just deciding which way it's going. The Riliflif says AMC is priming for another bounce up. Heck yeah. Did before the rip. What can we say but yes? Dash up nearly 10% right now. DoorDash. WonderFi up about an 8.5. What else? Facebook continues grinding upward. Let's look at what Facebook is right now, actually. So Facebook. Wow, Facebook suffered with the rest of the market, and then it just regained its market cap. Is it because there's a lot of people waiting for a Facebook metaverse miracle here? $340. This is the level of resistance that I tracked from months ago. Still a good one. Okay, let's track this level of support down here. Yep. Pretty much like clockwork, actually. So returning to this level of resistance. Easy earn. Is this a support? Oh, so this is a support. That's 4 touch points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so these are the bands in which it would have had to cross through. Had no problem. Crossing through, but losing some of its momentum right now. It's on its EMA. Bruce says, "Rip, baby, rip." Let's see. Adam Aaron tweet: Doge SHIB accepted around March. Ooh. Is this what's giving AMC the bump? Let me see what Mr. Aaron is saying. CEO Adam. Beep, 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 beep. CEO Adam. Hashtag AMC Day. Okay, let's take a look. 3 minutes ago, I've been repeatedly asked when AMC expects to routinely accept Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. For any and all payments made via the AMC website and mobile app. I'm being told it's well on track for promised implementation Q1. Same thing likely in March. We accept in Doge. Dogcoin. At CEO Adam. There we go. Tweet. Gotta love Dogcoin. Dustin, what's going on? Is the DOJ gonna take all of the attendees? No thanks. Brendan Burns coming in with a platinum meatball coin. Hey, anyone see where I left my slippers? How have you been, man? Good to see you. Oh, man. Andrew says, I am not... Andrew Valdez says, I'm not cutting my toenails till this squeezes. Catzone NVOA apprentice saying, hashtag I'm still holding. Hey, money says irrelevant. You see that video of the hedge fund veteran calling out Citadel and Melvin Capital? Is it the same whistleblower that we've seen many times? Maybe not, actually. Tell me the title of the video and I'll check it out. I'll take a look. Ooh, heck yeah, heck yeah, heck yeah. What's up, Gary? Good to see you. Gary! We got AMC currently trying a potential bounce twice off the EMA right now. Had one before, right? This is the second one. So technically this will be the third or fourth EMA bounce upward. Consolidated R price action below that simple moving average. Tried one peak above, returned back. This is a second try. Like when your dad is throwing you in the air, he fumbles you a little bit, he catches you halfway. Chris says, who is Gary Gensler? No, how is Gary Gensler? The King's Man is an excellent movie, says the Cat Zone. Brendan says, Townsville, baby. Land. Big Orange Machine coming in with the Platinum Meatball coin. All comes from, all of you have already hit that subscribe, which is cool. But if you guys are really cool, you're smacking that join button, getting those meatball coins next to your name. Let's see. Still living. We're still in it. Still being part of it. Oh man, market freaking out. Pretty clear. Pretty clear. People, you good? Want more attention? He does. He's in it for the attention. And that's fair. Just 15 likes away until 300. Could be you. Watching right now. Let's see. Bader says, Gary Gensler protects overviews. Make sure that there is compliance and equal playground for all hedgies. What's up, Andrew? You're blocking Meatball. So true. So true. What am I doing putting my face in Meatball space? Here's the title. Here's the title. Corp Gov Event Panel. Charles Gradante. Okay, let's take a look. Charles Gradante. Oh, this is a long video. This is a long video. Let's take a look.
The media would let you believe that it was that we need to regulate meme stocks, we need to regulate retail traders, but in fact, there's another side of the story which points in a different direction. I think we've all been suspicious when we've seen high volume call buying, followed by the stock rising within a week or so, maybe days sometimes, could be even a month, but we associate the rise in the stock with the excessive call buying and sort of make the conclusion that is very suspicious. The excessive call volume leads to
some pretty bad feedback here. Hold on a sec. FYI, Andrew, great tutorial on how to mint your own coins using Solana is available on YouTube. Cool. Should we watch it? Brendan Burns says, would you like to know why Shiba is a way better than a People's Coin? Tell me. Tell me. Tell me about People's Coin. Chris Roberts says, been a while. How you been? Look at that platinum coin next to Chris's name. Pretty cool.
The market makers typically marry people that are doing covered calls with traders that are going long a call. So you have one side going long a call, the market maker looks for someone selling a call and marries the two positions and makes a market. If you have high volume call buying, which is not illegal, the market maker takes the position himself. And as I'm reading the media, you never hear much about market makers doing this. I mean, they pointed to Citadel, but they don't really explain what goes on. The excessive call buying,
the excessive volume of the track right now. Excessive feedback in this video.
Forces Citadel or any other market maker to take the other side position. So now you have the retail traders.
Oh, good.
In GameStop long the call.
Fixed it.
And you have Citadel or some other market maker short the call. The market maker has an option to do nothing or hedge. Typically, market makers don't like to take overnight positions, and most of these calls were for at least 1 day or more. So they will hedge that position, and the hedge of being short a call is to buy the underlying stock. That is what moves the stock. So in as much as we can marry long call buyers with covered call sellers, nothing happens to the underlying stock other than information flow about the stock causing the stock to go up for fundamental reasons or technical reasons, momentum, moving day average, whatever. But insofar as the volume on the long side exceeds the natural offsetting volume on the short side, the selling side, the market maker steps in, must hedge their position, and that creates the balloon up. Now, I watch CNBC, I watch Bloomberg, I read all this stuff, and has anybody heard that explanation? Great, but I'm very disappointed. It's not uncommon that even the regulators are just starting to, I think they understand this, I mean the ones in senior positions, but they don't know how to handle it. Now there are other things, and I'll give it back to you but there are other things that need to be discussed in the situation, because the market maker, in an effort to support now the short seller, Melvin Capital, they will typically borrow the stock, as I think everybody here knows that. They borrow the stock, give it to the short seller. They actually sell it. It never goes to the short seller. Everything stays on the books of the market maker. They sell the stock. They put the cash on their books, memo credit to Melvin Capital, and that's collateral against the short. And that's the typical short selling. But that's not what happened with GameStop. It did in the beginning, but when the shorting got out of hand on the hedge fund side of the fence, the market makers created synthetic shorts.
There it is.
And that's a whole other issue, and we can talk about that. But the synthetic shorting and naked shorting, which is illegal, a market maker can can execute naked shorts insofar as they're facilitating a trade. They're not to facilitate someone shorting a position for an extended period of time. So the regulators are looking at that now as to whether or not there was this naked shorting by the market makers on behalf of the hedge funds in order to facilitate the shorts. And I think they're going to uncover that there were some issues there, which gets me to a final point. I'll give it back to you. The penalty for naked shorting is really not significant enough to stop it. Citadel and Goldman and all of the players get fined constantly for doing this. As long as it's not intentional, and never is intentional, they get fined. And I think one of the things we need to do is discuss increasing the fines for this lapse of memory and inefficiency in the system to the point where people wake up and pay attention. Right now, the fines are insignificant. So I have more to say on that, but that's just a taste of where I'm going.
He has more to say about synthetic shares.
I mean,
this is a juicy video from about 2 months ago, actually. But Nefarious Media asking, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? You feeling good? Feeling like you're good, huh? He's good. We're talking about the Charles Gradante Corp Gov event where he is a, what is this, insider? Some sort of Citadel ex hedge fund representative talking about insider trading as well as synthetic shares. Juxtapositions ain't jokes, says Brendan. Jokes reveal the truth. Shiba's an actual ironic roast joke. It's a joke on a joke. Got it. Okay, it's a joke on a joke. Fed Reserve keeps printing flat, retaining value. Shiba gets burned and value grows exponentially. There. That's a pretty good explanation, actually. People's coin.
Very paper intensive. In my early days, you had trade date plus 5 to settle. It was paper. And when we had the crash in '87, it took 2 weeks to settle trades. That happened on the Friday and the Monday after the crash. So that's the main thing. I think technology is the answer to any question like what's the difference between now and before.
Right. So everything has greatly increased in speed.
Yeah. But I think getting back to my points and retail now is a big player on the street, and GameStop shows how important it is to address that sector.
Well, Charles, is that because trades are free now? I mean, back in '87, it would have cost $50 to call your broker and trade, right? Is that why? Do you think that's incorrect?
Well, the trading was more expensive. The bid-offer spreads were wider, and most of the velocity trading was done by institutions that had a moral compass. As a matter of fact, I'm in favor of what the Reddit boys did and girls. They were right in what they did, so I'm not knocking them.
And this is coming from a hedge fund manager, so that's.
But an institution would never push the system that far because the regulators would come down on them and saying, in other words, the question you have to ask yourself, well, why didn't a hedge fund do what Keith Gill did and his followers? Because a hedge fund would do that to a certain point and then cut it because the SEC would be in on them.
I see. So when the retail players rallied together, there wasn't a single target, or is that why why wouldn't they go after them?
Well, if Goldman Sachs tried to execute a short squeeze, they have executive management that at some point would have said, we've made enough money, now cut it out, because the SEC will be on our backs and we don't need those 2-bit no good.
2-bit no. Amy Gilbert, good to see you. OMG, so glad you're streaming. We have missed you. Brendan Burns says, by definition, People's Coin probably shouldn't have a trillionaire hijacking it. Correct.
And his cohorts could short over 100% of the float. Why can't we buy enough calls equal to 100% of the outstanding or the float? So it was an even up playing field, just that the moral compass is different. The hedge funds got a little bit of a more moral compass, not that much more, but a little bit more.
Well, and Charles, I think you told me that it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize there's a risk of a squeeze when you have over 100% of the
I was surprised when they had the congressional hearing that they tried to set the retail side up for a fall, but it's really the hedge fund world. I mean, poor risk management. Once you see the exchanges reporting that 100% of the float is being shorted, and there's synthetic shorts to carry it up to 140% or thereabouts. It only takes a 10% move in the stock to start some shorters to think about covering the short. Most hedge fund managers will start covering their losses if they're long and the stock goes down 10%. At 10% is sort of the demarcation, and if they're short and it goes up 10%, they start covering. There's a simple mathematics. If the stock goes from 100 to 90, you only need 10%, 10.5% to get back to break even. So you start cutting your losses at that point. At 20%, you either double down or cut the position out altogether.
Now, Charles, I want to ask you about something I think we've discussed in the past. We're obviously very, very big fans of NASDAQ here, but I was talking to a NYSE market maker, and he said he felt sick to his stomach that day when you could only put in sell orders for that list of stocks. How did that come about?
Well, like I was alluding to before, the market makers were basically selling to Robinhood and the Reddit crowd naked calls long, and they were short the call because it's double entry accounting. Somebody's long and somebody's short, and the market makers did not hedge in the beginning. But then when they started hedging, because the volume of calls went to the point where it became dangerous, the hedge to a short call is to either buy another call or buy the stock. And it's much easier to go in and buy the stock electronically than to start. So they bought the stock, and in buying the stock, they were moving the price up. And their attitude was, this call buying will stop. So let's buy the stock, hedge our current position, and hope that the buyers of these calls stop. But they didn't. They just kept going and going and going. So the buying of the long stock on the short call became the issue. And so it got to the point where the exchanges and regulators were aware that market makers were becoming illiquid. They had to settle these trades, and they need capital to do that. And they were spending their capital, which is on the to cover the short call. And then that's what blew it. And then they had to stop buying the stock. No more buying the stock unless you're Plotkin or hedge funds where you're short, right, and you want to reduce your risk. But no more buying for speculation. You can buy to cover a short.
Okay, so we're back with Meatball. That is
over the last 20 years.
Hold on. That is the Corp Gov event panel. Charles Gradante talking about exactly how hedge funds, as well as the Kenny Griffs of the world, are working with the stock market. And then I think the most horrifying question is, why can't more Kenny Griffins come out and do exactly what he did? Why can't they? Because it's just already possible. We've proven that it is a thing that people can get away with. We're watching it happen right now. So let's get off our butts, enforcers, and consider what kind of educational videos is Gary Gensler making these days, because that's the question. But he should be trying to enforce the rules that he's creating. Let's see if I can find his educational Twitter, which is currently what he is. Did you know that Gary Gensler is just a tuber? We wish you all a happy new year. Thank you. It's not a bad call, actually. It's a pretty simple message. Very tiny. Open commission meeting, December 15th. There's a good chance to be able to actually check which meetings, they're going to propose some changes to Rule 10b51, a key insider trading rule. Oh, they're changing insider trading a little bit too. How they were originally trading. Yep, he was still making videos back on the 9th of December. What is a SPAC anyway? Why should anyone care? What is a SPAC? Oh, turning on my second camera. Turning on that second camera. Do I have a animation of me pretending like my camera works? Hold on. I got it, don't worry. I'm turning on my other camera. Properties. This camera. Done. Alright. Heck yeah. Perfect. Lovely. Okay, there we go. A little up close and personal, but that's how we like it. I'm gonna wait until my other camera charges. How about a poll? A poll between SHIB and Doge? I'm happy with that. Yeah, SHIB or Doge, guys? What's going on? Andrew Wachter saying, basically they're saying, we control the market. You will never win again. The market will only be able to give billionaires and millionaires more money and drive up inflation. Thank you. Thank you, Dark Souls. Keith Cloverdale says there should be other punishments besides fines. Like not letting bad actors trade in that specific security. They're naked shorted for 30 days or something. That would be really logical. Meatball agrees. Meatball, you agree? Meatball agrees. It would be way too logical to not let someone repeat the crime by somehow restricting their ability to cause the crime. That would be... Take a look at some other winners today. Oh yeah... PayPal. The Roblox. Roblox is the only one we haven't investigated yet. Oh no, we did. We saw that Roblox back in 2020 was a good idea, but now it's not a good idea. Let's see. I think it hit a bottom at 84 bucks. It seems like the lowest Roblox has gone for a while. Okay, very similar to AMC. Just having a nice day. Let's see. What's with January 2021 popping up everywhere? Well, tell us a little bit. Tell us about what's January 21. Irrelevant says, time to like the stock, like video. Mr. JR says, Andrew Meatball, the very best and healthy 2022. Happy 2022, have a healthy one. Patrick Motley saying, hello, Mr. Mo Money and Professor. Good to see you guys. Like coming at treat time. Heck yeah. You like coming at treat time? I'm gonna give Meatball a treat. This one's from you guys. Here you go. This one's from the Moon Platoon. That's from the Moon Platoon, okay? That's for you. IPOF is a SPAC, says Irrelevant. Special Purpose Acquisition Corporation. A bankroll and management team to eventually buy a business and merge. It's a backdoor way to get into company into an NYSE, alt to an IPO. Love those special acquisitions. Year of the SPAC. That was last year. What's this year? Year of the can we get some regulations to stop cheaters. Let's see who are the losers of the day. We got Microvision down another 10%. DBGI down another 10. Naked down 7.5. Rivian down 5.5. Rivian down 5.5. That might be an interesting opportunity. What did Rivian open? 100. Rivian now to the daily chart. Oh yeah. Caught the Rivian bus. Some of you. Caught the Rivian bus from 100. Got out at 180. That would have been sweet. But if you're holding on, you're at 75 now. Actually, no, 85. That's not bad. Better than 75. Rivian might just actually be an overall, well, a good play. Saron, this says greetings from Europe, Austria. Oh, hello. Squeezy New Year. By the way, best time to buy. Stay and hold. This is the year of the taper. Thank you, Curtis. Irrelevant says, good boy. Indeed, indeed. All right. 20. Charles Gradante on Bloomberg TV with Doug Kreiser discussing. This is from 9 years ago. Discussing hedge fund investing. That's the same person that I guess they just like being a whistleblower. They like the attention. That's what's making his name get headlines right now. Oh, Brendan, I'll take a check. I'll check a rue. What's the video title of what we just watched? It was Corp Gov Event Panel. Charles Gradante. Richard Graham. Andrew, look at the shorts entering EAR. They're entering the ear. About 50 more likes until we can get Meatball to do a dab. Do a quick trick for us. Let's take a look. Reaching up to the same, roughly the same 2350. That's where we fizzled our impulse wave here. One more impulse wave catching a pullback. I'm trying to get up to 2330s. If you're only in this market for tiny little movements up and down, it's pretty easy to follow a meme stock and know when those movements up and down are going to be. That's actually one of the best parts of it. Ethereum down 3.5%. Bitcoin, it's a heavy blow considering Bitcoin's only at 1-ish, 1.5. Bed Bath Beyond. Apple Pie says, funny how the media tries to silence all good people. Right? All good people. There's a saying there somewhere. Oh, 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 oh. Oh. Oh, is that so? Let's take a look at where GameStop is currently heading towards. This is game to the G to the E, M to the E, up 3.5% right now. Right, slightly. So they're going neck and neck right now. AMC and GameStop. GME, however, doesn't have a lot of support here. Nope. Yeah. Doesn't have almost any price action. This is no man's land. The fact that it's holding this position and then even bullish today, ripping upwards today, is a fantastic sign. Okay. Andrew, I know you bought Ethereum at 17. Let's see, where is he now? Where is that good old ETH now? Ooh, yeah. How low do you think would be a good time to buy this time? You see that the pullback of crypto is involved. I think right now we're looking at Not quite the same. If you bought anything in 2021, congratulations. Every dollar you didn't spend on investing at the beginning of 2021 was a big waste. Now here's the question: Are you in the exact same shoes this year? Market goes up, we know that. So a dollar not spent on investing is not a dollar well put. However, right? However, what exactly is the potential upside? Those are the tricky questions. Those are the $1 million of questions. Let me take a look at Ethereum a little bit. I might be interested too. Down 4%. It definitely doesn't look like right now is the time to jump in. Let's take a look at Lux Algo, because that's where we see the answers. Remember, you can use Lux for crypto too. Market cap. Let's do Euro S USD. ETH USD. Big cliff. Might actually be a good time to buy into crypto right now. Guys, remember, you have the opportunity to jump into the link in the description and grab Lux for yourself. 20% off if you want to see the buy and sell signals on crypto and stocks. But if you wanted to be able to jump into crypto, you haven't yet, take a look in the link down below for crypto.com, as well as BlockFi. There's a bunch of other options down there. Get you started. Doesn't look like there's a buy signal on Ethereum on the hourly yet, which is what I'd be looking for. Mr. Firos says, thanks for being you. Aw, thanks for being, you know, the best thing about hanging out with the Moon Platoon is that every one of you is exactly yourselves. That's what we love to see. Where is... Login. Whoa, hello. Yeah, that's roughly enough. Only I jumped into Facebook, says Kevin. It's still a pretty small jump. Someone's saying Rely, please. Rely, one of the biggest winners yesterday. Let me assume, assuming it's on the bottom half this time. Yep. Not even bad. Not even a bad pullback, honestly. This pullback, not even bad. You can barely see it on the daily chart. So this big green candle was from 2 days ago. Woof. And then we had a 1049 topper down to 867. Honestly, this is pretty much how exactly I would track it. Bring some of these lines in. So it should have actually performed worse. Is that what it's saying? Yeah, it's performing better than this uptrend is implying. That's good. Alright, Roblox is the definition of people realizing it's an undervalued stock. Jessica says, missed it, Andrew. Everyone else is super hyper, doesn't talk about TA, and focuses mostly on AMC. It's important to be able to get every aspect out there. Good to see you. Am I still in Silicon Valley? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. That's where the set exists. South Koreans is watching. What's going on, ants? Good to see all you ants out there. Bum, 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 bum. What am I gonna do after the mother of all short squeezes? Oof. I think I always thought about, in the beginning of this journey, I was thinking about retiring. Thinking about going on an island somewhere and just being relaxed. But you know what? Absolutely not. We're gonna go back, reinvest in your financial futures. That's what I'm hoping for. You know, creating the opportunities, putting the step ladder right behind me, not pulling it up with me. That's more people. More people should be like that. Boom, 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 boom. The video where you just watched was explaining what the catalyst was for that run-up. Expiration on ETF leap options. AMC started to gamma squeeze the week after 122 started the run-up until that buy button was taken away on 127. Yeah, January is the ramp right now. Ramp that we need. Beautiful ramp upward. Oh, we've waited for so long. To the moon, baby. Amigos is Man Requiem. Good to see you back. Optimism is my middle name. I'm here for the tens. The big tendies. Boo, 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 doo, doo. Nice. Nice. Okay, fine. If we must. Let's see. The wait will be worth it, says Joe Rear. The wait is always worth it. You know, it's like anticipating for something wonderful, like a surprise party. No one knows that you have a surprise party. Just a good time to be alive. Oh. It's the good life. It's the good life. Living in it. Living in a new life. Shibba-da-doo, shibba-da-doo. Weird, weird, weird. Some of this stuff is weird. Ah, okay, cool. Some of you didn't get a chance to watch that video yet. Let me just make sure you guys get a chance to see it. Talking about exactly what AMC and GME needs to run up to a January squeeze, which is coming up right now. Chase Gold, good to see you. How have you been? Lux Algo does not say a buy signal yet, but it has crossed under 4 levels of Bollinger, so that's why on the minute chart we're seeing a buy.
Not reported properly in the media, that's for sure. It's true. Traders excessive. In as much as we can marry long call buyers with covered call sellers, nothing happens to the underlying stock other than information flow about the stock causing the stock to go up for fundamental reasons or technical reasons, momentum, moving day average, whatever. But insofar as the volume on the long side exceeds the natural offsetting volume on the short side, the selling side, the market maker steps in, must hedge their position, and that creates the balloon up. Now, I watch CNBC,
So that is the definition of a gamma squeeze. So remember that. That is the definition of ballooning upward into a gamma squeeze.
Bloomberg, I read all this stuff, and has anybody heard that explanation? Great, but I'm very disappointed in this. It's not uncommon that even the regulators are just starting to. I think they understand this. The ones in senior positions, but they don't know how to handle it. Now there are other things, and I'll give it back to you but there are other things that need to be discussed in the situation because the market maker.
EAR, the hearing company one. Okay, so that is on Ortex over here, EAR. AMC Ortex, take a look. India Rad Mama, good afternoon, Andrew. This is a great explanation for apes. I agree. It's just a simple, whoa. Wait, whoa, what the heck? Doubled its short interest in the course of 1 day, EAR. Let's see what the historical short interest has been. Oh, okay. So it was up at 3 million at one point. So it doubled from 1.9. No. Doubled from what? This doesn't even seem right from Ortex's standpoint. It was 8% before. Right? It's 8% now. So this is just an incorrect number. This is just an incorrect change. Okay. Well, good thing we investigated that.
In an effort to support now the short seller, Melvin Capital, they will typically borrow the stock, as I think everybody here knows that. They borrow the stock, give it to the short seller. They actually sell it. It never goes to the short seller. Everything stays on the books of the market maker. They sell the stock. They put the cash on their books, memo credit to Melvin Capital, and that's collateral against the short. And that's the typical short selling. But that's not what happened with GameStop. It did in the beginning, but when the shorting got out of hand on the hedge fund side of the fence, the market makers created synthetic shorts. And that's a whole other issue, and we can talk about that. But the synthetic shorting and naked shorting, which is illegal, a market maker can execute naked shorts insofar as they're facilitating a trade. They're not to facilitate someone shorting a position for an extended period of time. So the regulators are looking at that now as to whether or not there was this naked shorting by the market makers on behalf of the hedge funds in order to facilitate the shorts. And I think they're going to uncover that there were some issues there, which gets me to a final point. I'll give it back to you. The penalty for naked shorting is really not significant.
That's so important. I'm gonna stick down timestamps. 522. The penalty for naked shorting is not significant. Say it again.
Is really not significant enough to stop it. Citadel and Goldman and all of the players get fined constantly for doing this.
Matt Hatter says, looking for a new job. Anyone hiring in NorCal? I'm very skilled at YOLOing Tesla calls. LOL, I joke. But seriously, is no one hiring? Yeah, what's going on, market? What's going on? Global economy. That is a place to be. I've been there. I understand you, man. I get it. Molotov says, watched a video saying hedgies will just push the AMC stock down to 20, then buy back at 25 to push it back down and continue to do so until the end of their short position. Can they do this? Sure, it will be costly. It will be quite painful. But we've been hearing those theories from basically the beginning of the squeeze back in January. Yeah, we've been talking about those kinds of theories for years.
As long as it's not intentional and never is intentional, they get fined. And I think one of the things we need to do is discuss increasing the fines for this lapse of memory and inefficiency in the system to the point where people wake up and pay attention. Right now, the fines are insignificant. So I have more to say on that, but that's just a taste of where I'm going.
Just a taste of where you're going.
It's got to be technology. I mean, we were very paper intensive. In my early days, you had trade date plus 5 to settle. It was paper. And when we had the crash in '87, it took 2 weeks to settle trades. that happened on the Friday and the Monday after the crash. So that's the main thing. I think technology is the answer to any question like what's the difference between now and before. But
Right. So everything has it greatly increased in speed.
yeah. But I think getting back to my points and retail now is a big player on the street, and GameStop shows how important it is to address that sector.
Well, Charles, is that because trades are free now? I mean, back in '87, it would have cost $50 to call your broker and trade, right? Is that why? Do you think that's encouraged?
Well, the trading was more expensive. The bid-offer spreads were wider, and most of the velocity trading was done by institutions that had a moral compass.
Okay.
Not that as a matter of fact, I'm in favor of what the Reddit boys did and girls. They were right in what they did, so I'm not knocking them.
And this is coming from a hedge fund manager, so that's.
But an institution would never push the system that far because the regulators would come down on them and saying, in other words, the question you have to ask yourself: well, why didn't a hedge fund do what Keith Gill did and his followers? Because a hedge fund would do that to a certain point and then cut it because the SEC would be in on them.
I see. So when the retail players rallied together, there wasn't a single.
Now the problem with that is, assuming the SEC is actually going to be tracking and building a case based around those kind of allegations.
Target or is that why why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they go after them?
Well, if Goldman Sachs tried to execute a short squeeze, they have executive management that at some point would have said, "We've made enough money, now cut it out," because the SEC will be on our backs, and we don't need those 2-bit no good. So that's important. Whereas the retail guys just said, "Hey, if Plotkin can short, over 100%, or Plotkin and his cohorts could short over 100% of the float, why can't we buy enough calls equal to 100% of the outstanding or the float?" So it was an even up playing field, just that the moral compass is different. The hedge funds got a little bit of a more moral compass, not that much more, but a little bit more.
Well, and Charles, I think you told me that it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize there's a risk of a squeeze when you have over 100% of the
I was surprised when they had the congressional hearing that they tried to set the retail side up for a fall, but it's really the hedge fund world. I mean, poor risk management. Once you see the exchanges reporting that 100% of the float is being shorted, and there's synthetic shorts to carry it up to 140% or thereabouts. It only takes a 10% move in the stock to start some shorters to think about covering the short. Most hedge fund managers will start covering their losses if they're long and the stock goes down 10%. At 10% is sort of the demarcation. And if they're short and it goes up 10%, they start covering. There's a simple mathematics. If the stock goes from 100 to 90, you only need 10%, 10.5% to get back to break even. So you start cutting your losses at that point. At
That's
20%,
a really important mathematical equation. So apes a little bit wrinkles. Let me smooth them out a little bit. Let's figure it out. Let's talk about it. Tyler making a good point. The fines are just payoffs to make it look like regulators are doing something. Good night, says Brendan Burns. You might have to Google where Townsville is and where the Great Barrier Reef is. Yes, B42 Walibi Way Signy. There it is. But the point of the matter is, just think about the math equation that we're talking about right here.
they start covering. There's a simple mathematics. If the stock goes from 100 to 90, you only need 10%, 10.5% to get back to break even. So you start cutting your losses at that point.
There you go. All right. It's just a question of margins. Marginal bets. That's where it's actually happening here.
At 20%, you either double down or cut the position out altogether.
Now, Charles, I want to ask you about something I think we've discussed in the past. We're obviously very, very big fans of NASDAQ here, but I was talking to a nicey market maker, and he said he felt sick to his stomach that day when you could only put in sell orders for that list of stocks. How did that come about?
Well, like I was alluding to before, the market makers were basically selling to Robinhood and the Reddit crowd naked calls long. And they were
These are the faces of selling naked calls long.
short the call because it's double entry account.
This guy's like,
Somebody's long and somebody's short. And the market makers did not hedge in the beginning. But then when they started hedging, because the volume of calls went to the point where it became dangerous, the hedge to a short call is to either buy another call or buy the stock. And it's much easier to go in and buy the stock electronically than to start. So they bought the stock, and in buying the stock, they were moving the price up. And their attitude was, this call buying will stop. So let's buy the stock, hedge our current position, and hope that the buyers of these calls stop. But they didn't. They just kept going and going and going. So the buying of the long stock on the short call.
people are making a good point. Why is this person so suspicious? Why is he acting so suspiciously?
Became the issue. And so it got to the point where the exchanges and regulators were aware that market makers were becoming illiquid. They had to settle these trades, and they need capital to do that. And they were spending their capital, which is on the to cover the short call. And then that's what blew it. And then they had to stop buying the stock. No more buying the stock unless you're Plotkin or hedge funds where you're short,
Right,
and you want to reduce your risk. But
That's a really, chef's kiss. Stop buying it unless you're a Plotkin, okay? And you're trying to reduce your risk. Unless you're hedging, right? You can keep doing whatever you're doing. But if you're trying to actually buy the stock because you want it to squeeze, we got to cut it out. That's a pretty good admission. That's a pretty good admission that I feel like are going to start slowly squeezing, pun intended, out of the woodwork. Just a group of people who have a lot to share about what makes a crooked society function and the grease it requires to actually continue turning. Turning and churning. Is that Liam Neeson? Overpowered, what is the title of that video? Good vibes nutrition of Palm Coast says, hit that like button, come on. He knows the truth is being told, says Lord Peter Baelish. My blue suit guy is flapping like a flock of eagles. Like a flock, alright? Andrew been working out, okay. Trying to play guitar. Hard MF says bought 500 more shares yesterday to get me 6,300 shares. Imagine how much finger strength that would have now if I was doing this for all the streams, all of 2021. It would have been so much finger strength, baby. I would be able to grip a boulder. Genesis says crimey. Hard MF is a hard MF. Look at that. That's hard. So the reason why we have all these winners and losers on board is because it's very important to be able to define who is going to win and who is going to lose. Personally, for me, that's important. Let's take a look at, pull this out to GME. Actually, let's look at AMC on the daily chart. We haven't seen that in a sec. This is AMC on the daily. Pull it out. Pull it out. What kind of data we got? All right. So, at what point do you think the January squeezes? We'll go like a step at a time. Don't look at the x-axis. All right. Now tell me, where do you think the January squeeze was? Ay. 100. 70. Oh yeah, that's when I did that. 120. Oh yeah. Okay, yep, that's what I remember. So right here, this January squeeze, and that would have been that strong buy signal on the daily chart. And then the next time, right, since we didn't have a sell signal, it was harder on the daily chart to be able to see that this is where the buy signal would have been. Easier way would have been to see that the, can you guys see this on the screen? No, you can't. Okay, I had to pull this. So AMC, bunch of nothing for a decade. Okay, and then strong buy signal. All right, when the oscillator, this is very similar to a MACD crossing over. When that oscillator was bringing us very, very close to a tapering off, right? That's where the crossover happens. The zero velocity at the top of this oscillator would have signaled the very top of this squeeze, right? Could have been over here, actually. Either way, it would have been at the very top of the squeeze. This is the gamma squeeze. Now, as we've been traversing, there was a strong bullish pennant being formed here. I would say the strongest it was right around here. That's when it had the largest potential. Then it dipped further. Now the pennant is starting here because the ascending track has to actually begin at the lowest point. So from there, it started becoming a malformed pattern. And when it got to the very top of the potential breakout here, right, which is where the bottom of this ascending track, it should have broken out from there. We had the greatest amount of shorts and scrutiny right around this point in October. And that's where we started the momentum downward. Now, however, we have already caught ourselves multiple times. Once at the very beginning of December when we crossed into the oversold Bollingers, and the second time when we crossed into the second level of the oversold Bollingers in the end of December. Right, so currently we are tracing previous lows with the same tenacity of moving forward, moving higher. Hold on a sec. Can I get charts? Charts. Thank you. Hey, how many of you guys want us to stream on the daily? Raise your hand. Because if you guys come back, if we somehow, let's see how. What are suggestions of getting us to 1,000 concurrent viewers? What do you guys think? Looking for the creative council right here at the end of the video to tell me some sage advice. When do you guys want the stream to happen? So obviously you guys are watching now. This is around the time you want the stream to happen. But how can we capture people interested in the market in the morning? That's the question. Freddie Mac is like, the guy talking is like, but I'm innocent. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, all of these things that people have done around me, I never did. Mad Hatter raising their hands. Good vibes, nutrition of Pomco says stream daily. Yes, 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 please do, says Marcy. Yes, says Josh King. Yes, please, says Peter Baelish. You are doing great. What is the significance of JP Morgan closing their clearinghouse? Let's take a look at the article right after I pick up a little bit more data from you guys. Yes, yes, yes. Cool, raising their hands. Jay Dynasty raising their hands. Sage advice, says Chris Bramo. Make stuffing taste great. Smack those lips. Make stuffing taste great. What can we say? That's just the truth. Okay. So back to Webull. Back to it. Back to it. Yeah. Back to it, I say. Somebody already slapped that like. That's pretty cool. Ooh, 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 ooh. What are we doing here? Up, 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 beep, beep, beep. Wait a second, what's going on? What am I? What is this email from Brendan? Let me take a look at this. What? What? Yo, what is this? This more deets? That's pretty cool. Okay. This is actually a good chance for me to be able to clear through a couple of these emails directly from you guys. So if you guys have sent me an email yet, if you guys have sent me an email recently, this is the time for me to check it. Let's see. F&F says, Freddie Mac, and like COVID, we the retail investors don't go away. Ooh, dark. Dark. Very dark. Very dark, but fair. BTS sandwiches. If the squeeze started, yeah, I agree. That'd be cool. And Boonicorn says, stream at your leisure and you will enjoy it. That's so true. That's so true. That's absolutely true. Vernon Jeffers says, stream every day. Heck yeah, man. Let's go. Look at all these. Freddie Mac says, we are like the little fish. When we swim together, we are a whale. Ooh, beautiful. I love that. Does that AMC pennant just still hold up? Just drag to a little to the left. Oh yeah, here. There you go. See? There you go. This actually does still hold up. This is ascending levels of support down here. This descending track is... Ooh! Mwah! Oh, chef's kiss. This is a nice pennant forming right now. Wait, if AMC breaks up back up to 24.55 today alone, I wouldn't be surprised. Look at this uptrend. Take a look at this. Can't make it any prettier in the minute chart. There it is. Take a look at that. It's pretty. It's pretty beautiful. Breakout some point in like 20 minutes. Unless this is the bottom. This might be the bottom right here. Andrea says, I worked at Freddie Mac a few months ago. Quit to work at a movie theater. The movies. Brandon Martin still just here to RSVP Showerfest 2022. Come on, man. Let's go. BYOS. Bring your own soap. Yogo Faustino says, would be great if I'll get all the streamers together to talk stonks like in the beginning of last year. Oh, hi, Andrew. Oh, hi, Johnny. Hi, Johnny. God, I have infinite amounts of emails. Let's see. Okay. Okie doke. Cool. I need to get rid of so much spam. It is actually ridiculous. We're waiting for this pennant to break out. That'd be nice. Mark Schmidt says, more money for life. Come on, bud. Break out. Just waiting around for you. The TA is set. The dice is cast. Okay. It's Thursday already. Hard to remember. Good night, dear creator. If it's not too difficult for you, give me and our Adobe company a couple minutes of your precious time. Adobe product has a color management system. There's all these Czech emails. If you get an email from a Czech person, I mean, I've been to the Czech Republic. They're awesome, but I don't know why all these scams come from Czech-based emails. Not a good look. Let's see. Okay, get rid of that. Basically, I feel like there's an opportunity here. We're taking a look at AMC, just traversing through the final part of this, of the bottom of this pennant, coming right back down. See if we can bounce right off of 2291. Come on now. Let's take a little crack at it. Meatball. What exactly is happening? What is this? Okay. Keith Cloverdale says, I need to get a job. Got any recommendations? I think at the end of the day, if you have the opportunity to be able to bring a... I've started going back to coaching of how to interview and what exactly makes a good candidate. So at the end of the day, a lot of people are looking for workers that have an attitude of this kind of work, no matter what it is, I'm gonna learn on the job. Right? It's hard to be able to be qualified for all of these new up and coming like hybrid roles anyway. So that's the kind of attitude that you should be embodying in your resume and your LinkedIn. But if you're asking if I'm hiring, maybe actually, maybe. I'm interested. Let me think about it. Can I get rid of all of this? Get rid of all of that. This one says, are you selling ads? I don't think so. Not with this attitude. Truick Fourth says, have a hug, Andrew. Happy New Year. Keep the good spirit up. Happy New Year. Happy 2022. Overpowered says, Webull CEO Anthony Denier Zinger Nation. Okay, that's what it's called. Let's go and check out Denier Zinger Nation. Is this the same guy?
But now we got Anthony Denier from Webull, the CEO of Webull, on. Hello, Anthony.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Jason? What's up, Luke?
Hello, Luke, can you hear him?
What's up? Yes, I hear you. Welcome to the Power Hour.
This can't be the video. This is from a year ago. This can't be the video you want to hear. This is the Benzingo interview? Yeah, no, this is a year ago. I mean, as much as I want it, as much as I think that would be awesome, I don't think that would be super relevant. Unless there's a specific thing that you're looking for in there. Overpower says DTC increased margin requirements 100% for those 3 stocks. Oh, okay. Billions of shares traded, hundreds of billions of dollars required for margin. Oh, that's what you're looking for. Got it. Okay, okay. Matt Hatter says, I wonder how that Nigerian prince in that email is doing. Yeah, is he doing okay? BTS says, as your girlfriend's girlfriend, I got first dibs on the job. I'm gonna start looking at how to phrase this job now. Overpowered. I will, just for you, continue watching this video real quick. We won't go through all of it, just a little portion of it.
But now, efficient. We trade so much volume now, having all that paper obviously does not work. So companies like DTC were started. DTC is the go-to company. They own this business, basically. They pretty much have a monopoly. There are alternative ways to settle trades, but DTC settles more than 95% of trades that happen on the street. Now, DTC needs to maintain an orderly marketplace, meaning if you sell a share, you are going to receive payment for those shares. That's what they guarantee. In order to guarantee that, they set collateral rates for custodians, right, or clearing firms. So typically, on a typical day, there is 2 days till settlement. You trade today, you have tomorrow, Friday, and then you have Monday. So the stock will settle on Monday. Those 2 days, beginning Friday and until the funds actually come and exchange hands, so to speak, someone has to fund that trade. And the clearing firm does that. That's one of their jobs. And typically, there's a collateral of about anywhere from 1 to 3%. So if you were selling a share of Apple, that clearing firm until settlement date would pay 2% of the notional value of that trade to DTC that DTC will hold as collateral until settlement happens. Now, because GameStop, AMC, and KOSS are so volatile, DTC has raised that requirement collateral rate to 100%, meaning that for every single dollar that exchanges hands in those stocks, the clearing firm has to send for deposit for 2 whole business days that exact same amount of the notional of the trade. Now, when we're talking about GameStop at $250, $350, billions of shares trading, we're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars that the clearing firm physically has to send in cash to DTCC to hold there for 2 whole business days. And to be frank, the clearing firms are not that well capitalized. They can't do that. So in order to stop the clearing firm from going out of business, they stop the settlement of those shares, resulting in firms like Webull not being able to allow customers to trade those stocks. Right? It's a market dynamic. And what's going to happen if DTC doesn't move that, right? So we want to blame DTC. We want to say DTC is the bad guy. They're raising requirements to 100%. Well, what happens if they don't do that? Then you have counterparty risk. So if I sold a share of GameStop to someone at $350 and that person was short and covered a short, say that person was Melvin Capital. Melvin Capital is now completely underwater. They don't have enough money to pay for that purchase to cover their short position. So now the clearing firm is going to pay on behalf of Melvin Capital. And then the clearing firm will try to collect that money from Melvin Capital down the line later on. If they don't get it, they mark it as a loss. Now,
so that is right there, talking about a year ago, a very clear mathematical formula of getting squeezed. The definition of getting squeezed. Amy Gilbert says, is anyone having issues with E-Trade? I know that they were acquired by Morgan Stanley, but the shares I purchased today says the price was $131.24 for AMC. Amy, if you can send some good old-fashioned proof to andrewmobusiness@gmail.com, I would love to be able to point that out in a future video. That is just something from the Moon Platoon themselves. Okay. Thank you guys for dropping a like on this video. If you do, right as you enter these videos and then come back on the daily, we will have these much more frequently because I loved hanging out with you guys. I love spending a whole day with the Moon Platoon. Make sure that you guys watch these streams when they come out to the end, even if you didn't catch them last time or live. And I want to say, hey, happy Thursday. Thank you for being you. I want to thank each of those of you who have stayed, patrons and members on YouTube. And if you haven't decided to become one yet, and you're like, what am I going to do with an extra $4 or an $8 lying around? Go ahead and press that join button, get a Meatball coin next to your name, and it gets cooler and cooler, better benefits as you stay a longer member. And finally, the buy signals are got to you by Lux algorithm. Make sure that you guys take a look. Where is it? Hold on. Here we are. By Lux algorithm, it gives us the buy and sell signals on whatever chart, on whatever crypto, on whatever market stock that you guys are taking a look at. And finally, crypto.com with that black card, something that you guys can then take a look and be a better player in the crypto market space. All of which is still in the red. Big dips, which means big rips in the future. Thank you guys. Oh, Keith says that's almost 100% approval. You're right. We need to give Meatball a chance to dab. Come on, buddy. Come here. All right, ready? All right, take a look. Ready, Meatball? You dab? You dab? Dab. 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 Yeah, dab. Yeah, dab. Dab. Good boy. All right, this treat for Meatball is from you guys, and we'll see all of you in the money. Peace. Peace.